Hi, this is Not America's Sweetheart Davienne, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
This is ZPB, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between. I am your host, James J., with Kaliko Yachts, who is not here, Mitch Mayhem, who may be here later. But who is here? Scooter Dust.
Hey, 3435.
I think we're gonna have to maybe start putting Kaliko's picture on milk cartons again.
Or we can get like a fathead made of him,
And just stick
like
it
like
on.
a cardboard cutout.
Yeah, just have you seen this man?
Or if we just get the cutout and say he's here.
Well, that wouldn't really work because we are not a visual podcast, you know.
Just imagine, imagination.
I'm sure I could soundbite him into the show. Anyway, it's a great day for wrestling, and it's a great day for Wrestling Wet, as next week, this Wednesday, during NXT and AEW Dynamite, we will be interviewing Clay Wilson. That's gonna be a good interview. Clay's a Canadian from Canada. So
Well, that's usually where they're from.
but he's currently in Canada wrestling. So it's interesting to see where wrestling is in this pandemic in a different country.
Yes, and Clay is an incredible stand-up guy, more than just a wrestler. In fact, I after getting to know him, I'd call him a definite friend.
Oh, without a doubt. We're making a lot of new great connections doing these interviews.
Yes, we are, and the future definitely looks bright.
And Saturday, there will be no Wrestling with Entertainment show. We uh, we will all be off for Thanksgiving weekend. Scooter will be on a Greyhound bus somewhere in Nova Scotia. I'll be on a Black Friday line risking my life for a toaster. Still haven't found Kaliko. I'm sure we won't know what happened to him.
Where in the world is Kaliko?
But while we're suffering outside there, you get a bonus interview this week, replacing our normal show on Saturday on YouTube and Castbox. You will get an interview with Mickey Fulp, and this is going to be a really interesting interview as well, Scooter.
Yes, absolutely. Mickey Fulp, Mid-Atlantic talent, had an appearance in my home promotion, the NYWC, literally just months before the pandemic began. And the one thing we try to do with all of these interviews is we try to find talent from different locations, because the location is oh so important, especially in these times as it relates to being an independent wrestler in the pandemic.
Absolutely. And there is going to be a really interesting elevator story in that interview that you do not want to not listen to.
I also would probably say uh, listener discretion is advised.
Dropping a couple F-bombs in that interview.
That plus the specific content.
And on December 2nd, we will have Elliot Tyler, another Canadian from Canada. That and
That should be. Oh, Kaliko is trying to get in.
I know. And here he is. Kaliko, can you hear us?
It is.
Man, let me.
Oh, dude, it is good to hear your voice.
It's been a crazy. It's been a crazy month. I just can't. I can't.
We were just about to put your face on milk cartons and put fatheads on.
Oh! You wouldn't even have to. I probably would have been on like Judge Judy or something because it was fucking bananas. Bananas.
And we're just talking about our next upcoming interview. Not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. We are interviewing Beef Boy Elliot Tyler. Once again, a Canadian from Canada, but he is on my side of the border.
Vancouver.
Yes. So, looking forward to that as well.
Nice.
And now it's time for now that we stopped putting ourselves over, we could get into the news. Nothing was bigger this week than probably Drew McIntyre winning back the WWE Championship. Kaliko, your thoughts on this big revelation?
You know the crazy part, because I was watching it and considering wrestling's been the only muse that I've been able to like deal with de-stressing lately, but I gotta say it was the right move. As much as people hated the idea of Randy losing the belt, Randy is at this point where title reigns and even in his whole career, like his longest reign was like 200 days. So like he's never been a uber lengthy run champion. You know what I mean?
Doesn't necessarily hurt his legacy either.
Right, and that's my point. Even with him losing the belt, his yeah, like you said, his career's been made. So the only thing it's going to do is enhance it because, I mean, there's a possibility that gives the possibility of getting 17 more realistic than anything.
Right.
And that's where people need to like see that part aspect of it, because in order to be a 17-time champion, you got to lose it 16 times. So, I mean, it eventually got to get there.
I think the question we have to ask is, does Orton win it back before WrestleMania, or does Orton win the Rumble?
Neither, because I don't think when he won the Money in the Bank and won the won the Money in the Bank in what 2014, 2014, somewhere around there.
2013.
Yeah, 2013. So
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he does usually those events, I would hope, would be used to propel someone else to that echelon where Randy's at. To me, be quite honest, I feel like this feud I feel like Miz is going to be more involved than Randy. And the only reason I say that is because the seeds were sowed when the night after Drew lost. Miz came in with the money in the bank and was bragging it up. So they're putting that seed of doubt, because it wouldn't make sense for Randy to win the belt because Miz is a heel. He needs a face to take it off of to be effective. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I think Randy will be on the back burner for a bit.
We also have
not too long, but he's in the mix, but maybe not right now, considering where I think they're going to head.
Well, we also have Orton the Fiend. So,
right.
Yes, that could be something, because that seed was planted when Alexa Bliss was trying to interview, or that what was it, when they had the Firefly Funhouse and she said, "I'm interviewing Randy," and you just saw his face, like that shit had me dying laughing. But yeah, that's I feel like that's where those paths could go to give it a fresher face.
Do you see Randy Orton getting the belt back before WrestleMania to maybe do an Edge WrestleMania main event for the championship, Scooter?
Honestly, at this point, I'm really wondering if Edge has just said screw it at this point.
Should.
Like I don't. We haven't even gotten an update on Edge's in-ring condition. I don't know if he's even cleared yet. I don't know if we don't know his mindset. I mean, every time we bring it up, it never happens, and at this point, I'm ready to throw in the towel on it.
Specifically, you.
Well, yeah, and for that, I'll kick my ass. But no, I think they're gonna put it's gonna be Randy Orton and the Fiend for Randy's attempt to get back in the title picture.
That wouldn't suck. And Randy Orton would be a really big threat to the Fiend.
I also get a weird feeling that the WWE might try and pull 17 reigns by WrestleMania.
It's a possibility, but that would really hurt a lot of people in the long run, wouldn't it? It would hurt Drew, it would hurt Miz, it would hurt Bray, considering any which way you look at it. How they do it.
But I don't know if it would be hurtful, or if this would possibly be the greatest comeuppance ever. But if Randy does win his 17th title, and that's when Miz cashes in,
that would be a spectacle, I would say. On another note, Alexa Bliss got engaged this week. No, it was not Bray Wyatt. He did not leave JoJo. It was a different guy completely. Congratulations to Alexa Bliss.
I mean, does that guy know what she can do with that tongue?
Kaliko, any thoughts on Alexa Bliss getting engaged?
Only for the suckers that thought they had a chance. It's over, bro.
And
you better stick who you with right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Renee Young was announced pregnant on AEW TV this week as well. She has the same injury that has prevented Becky Lynch from wrestling.
Injury.
Oh,
Yeah. There's probably a joke in there that the injury was getting poked by Moxley.
congratulations to Renee Young and Jon
Yeah,
Moxley.
congratulations. On the corporate side, the Saudi Arabia lawsuit has finally been settled.
That was
WWE sued by stockholders felt the company misrepresented the nature of its business dealings in Saudi Arabia. It has been settled out of court, so the terms are sealed
that seems about right for WWE now.
for right now, except for that it was a settlement payment of $39 million.
That's about chump change for the deal that they've had with Saudi Arabia over the last 3-4 years.
Yes, and funny enough, this case was its jurisdiction was the District Court of New York. I got called for jury duty a couple weeks ago for this very district.
Are you saying that you could have been on the jury duty for a WWE lawsuit?
No, because this doesn't have a jury. This wouldn't have had a jury.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems more civil than criminal.
It's a civil, and in there wouldn't be. But I got excused that. So, but yeah. Plus, there was also a big shakeup on the executive side. John Brody, the executive vice president, global head of sales and partnerships for WWE, left the company earlier this week. It was believed he was let go either Wednesday or Thursday. Global sales and partnership division is under the reign of Stephanie McMahon. In addition to that, a large portion of Brody's team were furloughed earlier this year, then let go. Names haven't been confirmed. Brody was with the WWE for 6 years and was a WWE advisor before that. He is basically responsible for a lot of the multi-platform partnerships with the blue chip brands like Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, and Cricket Wireless.
Well, it doesn't seem like anybody is safe in WWE when it comes to these firings/furloughings. I suppose that's just the nature of what WWE is doing right now. You know what I mean?
Yes. Plus, the Thunder Dome is moving
to Tropicana Field.
Yep.
And that's that's a baseball stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
It's mainly used for spring training and exhibition games, Grapefruit League games. It's not a huge baseball stadium.
Like we've seen at Royal Rumbles in recent years.
Yeah, it's big, but it's not like terribly big.
Yeah, it's not like Chase Field.
Yeah, but the WWE was hoping to get fans in by moving there, and no
That's what I was.
fans.
That's what I was going to ask you. Because it's such a big, baseball field. Do you think that there would be fans, or at least attempts at fans?
Um, n- no, they're not allowing them. As of right now, the first show to air from Tropicana Field, which is in Tampa, by the way. So it's a 40-minute, 45-minute drive.
Yeah, same general
The first
facility.
show to air there, I believe, is going to be the December 11th episode of SmackDown. The December 7th episode of Raw is actually going to emanate from the Capitol Wrestling Center.
Interesting.
They'll be forced to leave on the 5th. And the Thunderdome wouldn't be completely together by the time Raw would air on the previous week. However, this is probably going to be short term until March, because the Devil Rays, who practice there, play there. Well, actually, no, they don't really play there. They but they train there, and
it seems like everything at this point, other than the performance center, is temporary. I mean, the main goal is obviously to get crowds back into the arenas. That's just not happening.
They will have to be gone by March 30th.
That's right before WrestleMania.
Exactly.
I'm sure, the evil genius that we know as Vince McMahon has a plan. So it's definitely going to be interesting. The Thunderdome concept in the arena that they're in now. I mean, week 2 it got old, so a new fresh look won't hurt the brand. I don't think anyway.
Plus the ability to let more people be a part of the Thunderdome as well.
Absolutely.
That's always a good thing.
Always inclusive.
Yes.
Somebody that's not been inclusive has been AEW. Earlier this week, a former employee spoke out against the company. It may be rumors, it may be innuendo, but even if a quarter of it is true, it doesn't look good for AEW. Kaliko, your thoughts?
Usually with allegations, I mean, at this point, 2020 has been like allegation city. And the first thing we try to do is rush to the court of public opinion rather than the actual court. So until I see it on an affidavit, and until I see it in litigation, then I will hold my tongue with a lot of the stuff, because at this point everything is hearsay till people provide evidence. Like we just can't be taking people's words anymore, and I hate that it's come to that point. But the environment dictates that we have to we can't just take people's words for it.
I think that was a great response.
We do have a bit more on the Zelina Vega situation. Last week, yes, Zelina Vega was released. We now know why. Because it was for a breach of contract. It was not for speaking up about unions. Zelina Vega opened an OnlyFans account.
Right.
And refused to shut down her Twitch. Of course, hold on, guys. Before you start rushing to find it, you won't find any nudity on Zelina Vega's OnlyFans. It's only for cosplay. More power to her.
Damn, I was ready to put the description in the comments.
That would be I'll put it this way: if people paying her to see cosplay on a website where you're expecting a lot more than that, more power to you, man. That's like going to Mickey D's and they got Big Macs, and you like, nah, I'll just have the McFish.
Her tweet for unionization came out after she was fired. Vega tried to meet with Vince after being informed of her release, but was told Vince did not want to see her. According to the report, Mark Carrano informed her of WWE's decision. After Carrano told her McMahon didn't want to meet, she had to be escorted from the building. Even more interesting than this is that the Screen Actors Guild is standing behind Zelina Vega.
But she's not a screen actor. She's a professional wrestler.
She is a registered member. Do you remember fighting with my family?
Oh my god, yes, you're absolutely. I was actually there when they record that.
Yeah, she played AJ Lee.
Yeah.
And that she would have had to have gotten her SAG card. So this is, well, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it really does suck for Zelina Vega, but the potential ramifications that are going to come from this are going to be huge. We are probably finally going to see some sort of attempt at in an actual court of law about the state of the independent contractor.
I think this is probably their best attempt at actually doing it. I won't necessarily say that it's a woe as me moment for Selena. I absolutely think that she is going to get on her feet.
Yeah, she's got absolutely she's got to land on her feet.
I mean, AEW is the land of former WWE superstars. She is a former Impact knockout, so there are options out there for her. But I absolutely think that if this doesn't work and this doesn't get a union for WWE and pro wrestlers, I think that it's never going to happen if it's not this time. AEW announced earlier this week as well. They're doing a socially distanced, contactless meet and greet. That is a terrible idea, correct, Scooter?
Here's how it's gonna go. Next. Hi. Bye. Next.
Kaliko, me and you have gone to many of meet and greets. This is not a good idea, right?
You know what's funny? People are doing meet and greets in the pandemic. I don't know how you're gonna go contactless. Like prime example, Thunder Rosa have been doing meet and greets this whole damn time. As long as you got your mask on, and she got her mask on, you're good to go. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, and it's hard because a lot of legends were making their money by these signings and meet and greets. And hell, like we were saying, the wrestling guy store does a lot of meet and greets, and now it's kind of gone to like a hybrid where it's virtual, some in person. But the problem is the places where it's in person are in the coldest areas like New York and in Jersey. And I'm like, God damn it, man. Just go somewhere warm. I mean, people are going to do what they want to do anyway because it seems like no one gives a fuck about this pandemic or they just gave up on it. So, I mean, as long as the talent in themselves want to keep themselves safe from harm, more power to you, man. It's a slippery slope where we're trying to where it's people are trying to find other ways of making money and yet trying to give the experience. Hell, the Undertaker's on Cameo for $1,000 and he damn near sold out. He only doing 30 of them bitches, and he damn near about to sell out. So it tells you there's a market for people who want to do it. It's just,
college fund.
It's so.
I gotta go back to something really quickly, and Alexa Bliss's marriage. Yeah, she is engaged to songster Ryan Cabrera.
Who?
Ryan, it was On the Way Down. Was his big hit. He's
Is that the Are You Down, Down, Down?
no,
Not that one.
On the Way Down. I saw you and you saved me from myself.
Oh,
and I won't forget the way you love me. It was the theme song for. He was dating Audrina Patrick from the Hills, and
okay, On the Way Down. Oh yeah, the '90s joint. Yeah.
Like early 2000s maybe.
Late '90s,
but
early 2000s.
he's also good. He's also one of the Miz's best friends.
All right.
He's on the first season. He was always on the show. And I'm pretty sure that's how they met. And I just had to bring this up because it's quite epic to me. Simply because of this. I don't know. I'm a sucker for romance.
Oh. All right. And now from romance to bloody mortal, Kaliko. FTR tops the PWI 50 list. Your darts.
I don't know how. I don't know. I need to know their criteria, bro. Because this is like, they've been out of action for fucking what? 3 to 4 months of the year, and somehow they're number one, above the Street Profits, above the New Day, above the Young Bucks, above. I would have took Omega and Hangman over FTR.
I believe they came in second.
They shouldn't have been in the top 5. Top 10, maybe. Top 5, hell no. I could name 5 tag teams that were better than that.
Number 3 was the Golden Role Models, Bailey and Sasha Banks. So that kind of
they were better than fucking. Yes, they were better.
I think it's safe to say that I think someone at PWI is in AEW's pocket.
No shit. Because first of all, they give Jon Moxley over Adam Cole, who in Adam Cole's quality of work is way better than Mox's. They give FTR number 1 when, hello, they've only been in, 5-6 matches in AEW? Like, who the fuck did they fight? They got released in fucking the beginning of the year. So where the hell does this compute? They were not competing for 3 to 4 months.
Well,
how the hell were they number 1?
This is the top 10. FTR, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, the Golden Role Models, the North, the Street Profits, the Gorillas of Destiny, the Lucha Bros, the New Day, the Kabuki Warriors, and Roppongi 3K. Honestly, you're right, Kaliko. I would have put Street Profits in the top 3. I'd even put the North in the top 3. I mean, they were both of them.
Yeah, the North. I would
Yeah.
in no particular order. It should have been the Profits, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, the North, Golden Role Models, top 5. I see what they were doing there, but Kabuki Warriors for sure.
You gotta go to bed.
And New Day, because New Day's been a constant tag team staple. Like, as much as people want to shit on their gimmick, the fact that they have an impact in mainstream appeal and the fact that they're, the longevity speaks for itself. Not to mention the fact that they've been tag team champions recent. More recent than the fucking FTR and had longer reigns than the FTR.
And notice how many of those teams are not together anymore.
Yeah, Hangman Page is gone. Kabuki Warriors are gone. Lucha Bros
are gone.
Golden Role Models gone.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it was less about talent and more of just trying to remember who was a tag team in 2020.
In no particular
But this
order.
should have been, if this was based in last year, hell, Undisputed Era is not even in that list.
That is correct.
O'Reilly and Fish.
Yeah.
Well, Fish was out most of the time, and Fish and O'Reilly really didn't tag for much of 2020. Well, then again, neither did FTR. So again,
that's my point. Like, that's the point I'm making. It doesn't make sense.
It's ass backwards.
Guys, I think we could go around and around and still end at the same conclusion when it comes to this. I think we could just all agree that this
they don't know what the fuck they doing. That's what it is. They don't know what the fuck they doing. Just agree. They don't know what they're spitballing. They're screwing over people.
And that's how we will conclude this segment. Chelsea Green made her debut on SmackDown last week and broke her wrist.
Oh, I thought it was an arm.
No, it was
a wrist. Again.
But
Jesus,
is this just bad timing? Is she bad luck, bad timing, bad bones?
I think I could sum it up with one sentence. They should change it from woo 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 to wah wah wah.
And that's how we will conclude that. And as you alluded to last week on the show, Sasha Banks was on the Mandalorian, and if I might say, a major role. She's a fucking Mandalorian. So
she was a Mandalorian named Casca Reeves, who, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that Bo-Katan is part of the Rebels storyline, the cartoons, and there was a mention of Ahsoka Tano, which of course gets me, because I'm a Star Wars nerd, plus the fact that I got my animatronic Baby Yoda in my hands. I got my hands on one of those. I won't turn it on for fear of annoying everybody, but
you could do it for this segment, it's fine.
All right, hold on.
While you doing that, I'm just surprised Vince ain't trying to get in them pockets too.
Oh, wait. Wait. Hold on. Come on. Yes, that is Baby Yoda. The interesting thing is, there's a reason Vince didn't try to get into the pocket, make a dollar from this. A reason why WWE didn't even advertise it, because She's not credited as Sasha Banks.
No, she was not.
She's credited as Mercedes Varnado.
That's right.
Her real name. And if you saw on
She said, "I want all my coins."
if you saw on my Twitter, I actually created a really probably a really only funny to me meme. I took a screen capture of her character basically slurping up a worm from chowder. And I did something with it. I can't remember, but
It looks tasty or something like that.
yeah, looks tasty, Sasha. It's not like I know. I'm trying to get something going. Either way, but more power to her for actually being credited under her own name, and I want to know how the hell she even got away to do it.
How WWE allowed her to do it, you mean?
Not even that. I'm talking about how did she actually get to where they were filming?
I think they filmed this pre-pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though.
Yeah. I think most of it was pre-pandemic, and this episode might have been as well. But nevertheless, check it out. In fact, the latest episode dropped yesterday, and
No spoilers.
I have yet to watch it. Safe to assume there'll be more of her in the season.
I mean, it's a prominent role, so I can't imagine not.
Yeah, and believe me, if I could go on and on about Star Wars and the implications of this,
Oh, absolutely.
but for time's sake, we should probably move on.
It is Saturday afternoon. You and me usually on the Saturday before Survivor Series, we're usually getting ready to do NXT War Games on the remix. Um, War Games is now on December 6th. What do you think that is? Do you think that they're kind of trying to space out their paid previews to maybe make the WWE Network look a little bit more fuller, or do you think that this was just timing?
I don't think I think it had to do a lot with restrictions and having the event in the same weekend the Survivor Series would probably require way too many people than there would be allowed to be, because basically they would have to essentially keep stuff up. Because they usually try to do it in the same place.
Right.
And since they can't have them come to the Thunder Dome, so probably it's just a matter of a lot of people in one place over the time in a yellow zone, orange zone, magnolia zone, dandelion zone, whatever color zone they're in.
And before we end our news segment, Kaliko, I'm assuming you've been watching New Japan Pro Wrestling as of late.
Here and there, when I tried to get it in.
What are your thoughts on the current Best of the Super Junior / tag team tournament? World Tag League.
I appreciate New Japan for trying to do these two things all at once, but it could be fucking overload, man. Because it's not like New Japan does a show and they highlight just that match. No, they do fucking 4-hour shows with meaningless matches in the beginning, and then they try to do the meaningful matches at the end. So it's like one of those things where it's like, I felt if they just had did one and then concurrent with the other, it would have been better. But then again, Japan has been very, very good handling their whole COVID situation, so they can be like, fuck it, we just gonna run it all and show y'all how to actually have crowds, people in the crowd, and actually, do this shit the right way instead of, being like us and just saying fuck it all. But but overall, so far so good. It's a lot, man. It is like you could be overboard, like just by one day of trying to catch up with both shows. It's just
NXT and AEW messed me up this week because it's on the same day as one of the nights. I believe it was
right.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there like, shit, do I just cancel those two out to get to the New Japan, or do I just like,
And the
it's
days you
like
got free.
scheduling is like fuck. Yeah.
And then the days you got free, you have to play catch up, so you don't have a day in between to breathe. It just kind of goes.
It doesn't. It's like the G1 is one thing because it was, just one tournament, but with these two things combined, it could get suffocating.
Yes.
But I get it because New Japan's trying to make up for the revenue, and considering that they actually have people that could come to the gate. That's a good way to make up the gate revenue by having both tournaments at once. And for people who like the Super Juniors, they go to there, and people who like the tags go to there, and people who got the money to do both, they'll do both. But as a viewer at home, oh shit, it's suffocating.
Well,
Power to them.
I mean, and I think that's a nice transition into the possibility that Moxley might actually be at Wrestle Kingdom to face Kenta.
Right. The rumor that he's dropping the belt to Kenny Omega to get quarantined for 2 weeks to go to Wrestle Kingdom.
I believe it when I see it, but to me, I would think it was I get what they were doing with Mox, but to me, the moment he couldn't defend it, I thought that they should have just took the belt off of him because of the simple fact that it kept a whole division in limbo. And this could have been something that Juice and to be quite honest, I felt like it was going to be for Juice to come back and win because that's where I felt like it was heading. And it cut him from being a possible prominent, lengthy champion and then losing to Kenta and getting more heat on Kenta. Do you see what I'm saying? So to me, I felt like that could have been the plan B. Because even though they did a semi thing where Juice lost to Lance Archer and he was temporarily champ, and it just like, that's where I think New Japan kind of fucked up that U.S. division because they should just be like, okay, we know you can't travel. We'll just drop the title and you'll get a title shot at Wrestle Kingdom. And it could have been against Kenta, if Kenta had a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that would have been a better angle than holding out, hoping that Mox could come back.
Well, questionable decisions by New Japan has been, the MO as of recently. But that is something we will get into another time.
And it's not And it's not that questionable because they've dropped belts from people who were injured before. So it's not like they never dropped the title due to injury or something else.
No,
If anything, this would have been way more understandable.
no, what I was talking about was the Kota Ibushi getting a championship shot before Jay White. But again, that is something that we
Oh,
could.
let's not even go there.
Yeah.
Let's not even go there.
We're good for tonight with that. And that will conclude our news portion of the show.